everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today I'm kind of excited. I don't know exactly. I am a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I got the new Too Faced Pinker Times Ahead collection, the eyeshadow palette and a blush and the highlighter. Now, the blush is adorable. Let me show it to you. It's so cute. So each one, depending on what color you get, comes in a different packaging. I got Cloud Crush for this particular color, and I'm dying to get Candy, I'm sorry, this is Candy Clouds. Yeah, they're Cloud Crush Blurring Blush. And I got Candy Clouds, and it looks like this for $29. And it is very pretty. Very pretty. Right off the bat, I'll let you know it's very pretty. It reminds me of the Gucci blush, which is right here. So you can see the size. And the Gucci blush is $49, where this is retailing for $29, the Too Faced one. Both have a mirror on each side, so you can see the sizes of the blush are kind of the same. But there's a $20 price difference, mind you. And then the packaging. Now, I am wearing this blush today, which is very pretty, this particular color, because I only bought one. And then the highlighter's in their box packaging, and it is called Pinker Times Ahead Cheek Popper Blush Highlighter. And it says Pinker Times Ahead imprinted on it. And I am wearing that today as my highlighter. And it's a very pretty highlighter. What I'll do is I'll swatch them both on my hand, actually. I'll swatch the highlighter and then I'll swatch the blush. I am really considering buying another blush by Too Faced. I know I shouldn't. But I am, because I really do like this particular formula. So there's the highlighter and that's the blush. And I like both of these. I'm pleased with both of these. The highlighter was $27. So I have no issues out of either one of them. Love them. Thinking about getting different colors even for the blush. But I also thought about getting different colors in the Gucci blush. And I have enough blush. I don't need any more. One's enough. But I think I really want to buy, I can't think of the color right now. Golden Hour. That's the one but it was out of stock when I placed the order. Now the eyeshadow palette. It's in it's in cardboard packaging. It's kind of like the teddy bear palette that they came out with. It's got a mirror on one side, and then this is the palette. And I really do like this palette. Can you see how that's got specks of white in it, and this champagne has specks of white in it too? And I thought that'd be cool. It's just an eyeshadow though. You'll see in a minute. Let's start, that way I can tell you a little bit about this. So the first shade I went into, you have these two bigger shades, and then the rest of the square shades are the same size, except for the two rectangular. I don't know why they do that, but this is what they do. So I'm going to go into this shade here first as my transition shade. Actually, no, I'm not. I know what I did first. I set my eye with this shade right here. Just to set it, because if I don't, I kind of can't blend very well. I'm not a makeup artist, y'all. But we're going to start with that shade. And it's a very light pinky shade. But I will say it does build up a little bit more than I thought. I will say that. It does build up more than I thought. But it still is very light. And when I look at this palette, honestly, it is all very light. I feel like this is definitely a spring palette, for sure. And more like it is more pastel-y in colors, and more like a two color look like this, and then put like a glitter, or I mean a metallic shade on your eye, is what I'm thinking, because this really doesn't build as far as like depth or anything like that. And the bronzer, I actually used Too Faced bronzer today in Sun Bunny, and it's been a while since I've actually used this one, and I really like this bronzer. I really, really do. It's a very pretty shade. I didn't realize it, but I'm glad I did. I'm glad I grabbed it today. I was going for the matte chocolate one, and then I thought, no, because the packaging is kind of like the blush one. I mean, you know, bigger, obviously, though. And it's not pink, it's brown, but you get my drift. Same kind of packaging in a sense. But there's that shade there. And it does, they don't, oh, on the back they have names. Good Vibes. I think it's Good Vibes Only is the shade of this one. But I'll just point. It's easier than trying to guess what shade this is. Then I went into this shade right here, thinking I was darkening this up. I was going to darken it up, right? It doesn't. Like, it doesn't get much darker. I'm not going to lie to you. So if you're looking for depth, this ain't the palette. But if you're looking for more like a wash of color, then this might be the palette for you. And this palette price, let me get the palette price for you. $39 for the palette. And I purchased mine from Sephora. And I did use the gift card. I traded in my points for the $100 gift card, and that's how I purchased these. Which is fine because it was just a gift card in a sense, but it's still money, you know. But the price of these, I don't know if it's necessarily worth it. The blush, absolutely. The highlighter, if that is your shade, like if that's something you like, then yes, it's a nice formula. The blush is an absolutely, I'd buy all of them. The eyeshadow palette, though, I'm going to have to play with it more. It's not bad. It's not. It's just not dark either. Like, you cannot darken the looks up. And that's not what everybody's cup of tea, and I get that. So I can always pull in another shade or something just to darken up maybe. But it really, I feel like this palette is just kind of meant for just the wash of color, to be honest. So now I want to go into this shade right here, which I thought might be a little darker than that one there that I just used, but I'm going to put it on the lower lash line to see if it is darker. And it is a little bit, but not by much. So it's still not going to give me any kind of depth or anything like that. By no means. So for me, the mattes are nice. They blend, they build. And I would say they blend and or they build up to the shades that are in the palette. But I feel like you're basically, if you get this palette, it's for the wash of just the mattes, of course. I wash the color out of the mattes, but it's the metallic shades. And the metallic shades are just okay, to say it nicely. We're going to go into this pink one here with the little white specks. And I'm going to place it on my eye without spraying or putting anything down. so you can see what it looks like, you know, just going on dry. Now, I will say, I didn't get any fallout, and the shade, this metallic shade didn't like emphasize any of my fine lines or anything like that, right? Going on. It lays down nice. And again, it's just a wash of color, you know, a little wash of metallic, to be honest with you. Now, if you use your finger, you might get more oomph, obviously. And in a minute, I'll show you. If you spray your brush, you might get a little oomph also. But let me lay it down like this first so you can see it as is. Okay, that's as is. And then I went into this shade here on the end with little speckles in it, picked up a little bit of it. Again, didn't spray it. And we're just going to pop it in the inner corner here. Now, I do like this shade a lot for inner corner for myself. It's a very pretty shade. But it's nothing like revolutionary. It's probably a shade you have 10 times over, but it's still pretty nonetheless. And I was just kind of doing a very simple look once I realized, you know, that's basically what this palette is giving you. And I do like the way these shades blend out also. They blend out very nicely. And then that's the inner pop there, which you can see that. So, I mean, that does say something. And I didn't wet it. Now, let me go ahead and wet this shade right here that I used for my lid. Let me go ahead and wet my brush and put it on so you can see what it looks like. I'm going to pick some up. And I'm going to use my something. Here it is. My ColourPop Pretty Fresh Spray. Because that's what I have handy. Just spray it. And then I'm going to pat it on my lid. And you'll see I do get a little bit of something. Again, nothing like bam in your face. But it definitely is a little bit more shinier. More metallic if you do it this way. And again, I'm sure if you used your finger, it would be the same. But it's nothing like, it's not like a real bam. But I do think that if you just want that wash of color and you're not looking, you know, if you're looking for like a pretty daytime, go out to brunch or lunch look, this could give it to you. It very well could. Then I was like, man, I thought it was very, I think it's very boring look, right? So I thought, let's go into this shade right here, this little light pinky shade, and let's just pop it, like pick it up in the with our finger and just pop it in the middle and see if it can do anything to amp it up. And it did a little bit. It gave me a little bit of something, you know? Not much, but something nonetheless. And for me, for this particular look, it was good enough, you know? Because I really was expecting kind of something special. Or I wanted something special, I should say, with these two shades here. Like that one and that one, I thought with the little speckles would be something. Almost like the Huda Beauty where the hers are mixed. That's what I thought it was going to do. It did not do that though, but that's what I thought. But for $39, is it worth it? I don't know. I'm curious if I combine that with like the teddy bear palette that I have, if that would work and give me a little something something, but I just don't know. For eyeliner, I use the Urban Decay Heartless 24/7 eyeliner for my waterline. And I do like that with this particular look. And then I'm going to go in with the YSL Lash Clash for mascara for my top eyelashes. Where's my mirror? Here it is. For my lashes. I think because of my preference, like I've said over and over again, I do like somewhat of a darker shade for my outer corner. This is bugging me. I have a hair over here somewhere. That's why I'm not liking the look as much as I should. I think for just like I said, a wash of color, this is a pretty easy look. It looks nice. It looks put together. But I was just expecting the metallics to give me something, and I'm not mad I purchased the palette because I do like it, and I do think I'll get some pretty looks out of it, and I will play with it again. But I feel like they kind of tricked me in the sense of they made the shadow look cool, but didn't perform any differently than the rest. You know what I mean? And actually those two shades do feel very creamy, where the other ones are kind of dry feeling in a way when I went to swatch them. And I will swatch it on my hand in just a second for you. And again, I will play with it more because I do think in the spring it could be very fun. Because, you know, pastels are pretty in the spring. And there are some shades that I think will match up really well together. So, and to create a pretty look. And it would be quick because, again, it's a 1-2, shadow look. I'm putting the Lancome Def and Seals mascara on the bottom lashes. And we all have those days where we just need a quick look to be out the door, or a quick look just to be feeling put together. And I do think this palette can give you that if you like the pastels and all. I need to separate. There we go. I couldn't get those lashes to separate at all. I'm having issues out of my lashes today. They do not want to perform at all. I'm like, what is going on? But I don't feel like really messing with it either, There, good enough. I don't care. I'm not going anywhere, I just want them to look even. Good enough. Alright. So this is the final look using the palette. And of course it's pinker times ahead, so I had to go in with the pinks before anything else, So let me go ahead and I'll swatch the top row and then I'll swatch the bottom row for you. And like I said, the two shades that are mixed feel very creamy and nice. They really do, where the other shades feel very dry. So that's why I really thought that it was going to be something special, to be honest. Just because of the way they felt. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. Not really, anyway. And the matte shades are kind of powdery. But, you know, I'm not worried about that because they performed beautifully. Hmm. And some of these mats are very, I mean, even though they're dry, they're pigmented and they, I mean, you can definitely see them. But they're just not what I thought. And that shade there, it was kind of darker than I thought too. But like I said, I do think that there's, like, if you do two shadowed looks, there's a lot of shades that could definitely be matched up together to make that look. You know what I mean? And be quick and easy. So my swatches are not the best. I'm not even going to pretend. Okay. I went down my arm. I just swatched the whole palette. So we'll have to deal with that. So here's the palette for you. Oh, wow. I did a really good job, didn't I? I couldn't make that any better if I wanted to. So this from here to here is that top row. And then from this lighter shade, that's the one that I like laid everything down. Like I laid it down first on my item. And then down to the bottom row. I suck at swatches. We know. I mean, it is what it is. I didn't even think about it. Like, huh. Anyway, I tried. I tried. But yeah, all in all, like, I really do like that blue and that purple shade. You know what I mean? Like, those two shades are really pretty. And that there looks pigmented. But, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's going to give me much depth. No matter how I do it. But, again, it doesn't have to always be about depth either. So, I will play with it some more. Because, like I said, I am curious. Like, and the green's a pretty green. But I'm curious, like, that color and the purple, or maybe that peachy shade in the blue. Like I'm curious, or even that lavender and then that purple, or the peach and the green. Actually, ooh, I bet that'd be pretty. But anyway, I I I like it. We're gonna put it like that. I like it. Do I think you need to run out and buy it? No. No, I don't think you have to run out and buy it right now. If you could get it on sale, I would highly suggest that even. Um, I do think that it will be a very pretty spring palette though for me. The blush, absolutely, positively, pick a color. Any color. The formula, oh my goodness. And you know it does say blurring. And I didn't think about it at the time when I was applying it, but I would have to say it does. It doesn't emphasize the texture. Now the highlighter kind of does, but the blush itself actually doesn't. And it actually kind of does give a blurring effect where it is laying. So I'm going to agree with that. I'm going to agree that it does blur and does what it says it's supposed to do. And it you can build it up and be pigmented, or you can keep it light however you want it. Same with the highlighter, you can build it up or just do like a wash of it. You can also just tap it over the cheek even if that's what you're wanting to do. So I definitely say pick any color. This is great. The highlighter, if you like the shade and you know, if you think you can use it as a highlighter or a blush topper, it is a nice formula. We'll leave it like that. It is a nice formula. It performed well. But out of the whole collection, I would have to say the blush wins. And I'm not even that big of a person on blush, but... well, yeah, I am. Who am I kidding? Yes, I am. But I like it a lot. And I would buy more shades. And I probably will, even though I shouldn't. And I should be stopped. And I shouldn't be given money. But I do have a gift card still from Christmas for Sephora. And it's likely that I may buy the rest of these blushes. It's actually quite probably that I will. Probable. Is that the word I'm looking for? I feel like a baby going bubba bubba. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I hope this video helped. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday, unless there's a bunch of new launches coming in. Again, the collection is cute, but the blush wins by a mile. And I'll let you know more about the palette. I'll do another video on it just to see if it will give us anything, you know what I mean, different, anything like worth the price point. But I would highly suggest it if you're just looking for like a very soft, and if you're looking for those colors, like pastel colors, then yes. And you don't have to be scared of it, then yes. If you're wanting bam in your face, that's not going to give it to you. Get the blush. Just get the blush, y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.